In this video, I will attempt to defend utilitarianism from individualist criticism of collectivism. I actually agree with said criticism of collectivism, but I disagree that it applies to utilitarianism. You may ask yourselves, how can I agree to said criticism while simultaneously believing that which is moral is what yields the greatest amount of pleasure to the greatest amount of people? If you are one of the people who asked that question, this video is for you. I will demonstrate how by showing some examples of collectivism and the criticisms of collectivism. I will then show unnecessary baggage that libertarians commonly attach to the term, of which there is no justification to do so. I will then give a definition of collectivism which doesn't include utilitarianism, lacks baggage, and to which the criticism applies. As I said earlier, first the examples, along with the group with which they are collectivist towards. Fascist nationalism and the nation-state. Ethno-nationalism and the race. Communism and the economic class or ideology. Caste systems and the racial class. Traditionalism and the family unit. Theocracies and religion. Corporatism and the corporation. Secondly, the criticisms. I won't be explaining these criticisms very much, because the purpose of this video is to argue over definitions, not justifications. Collectivist ideologies create an in-group out-group dynamic which leads to the justification of horrible atrocities against the out-group. The world is experienced through individuals, so it should cater to them. By the same coin, collectivism encourages individuals to make sacrifices of themselves and others for the flimsiest of reasons. Collectivism discourages uniqueness and encourages groupthink by defining individuals as their social identities. And on to the unnecessary baggage that this term attracts. Some libertarians hate force so much that they attach it to concepts where there exists no rationale at all for attaching it. Collectivism is one of those concepts. They may say something like, all collectivists support coercion and all individualists support freedom, or they could say that all forms of coercion are collectivism. They seemingly do this just to convince liberals that they should be libertarian by hijacking valid arguments against collectivism to fit their own ideological gains. One definition that includes baggage is that something is collectivist if it contends that there are rights of collectives, which have priority over the rights of individuals. And if the rights of individuals have priority over the rights of collectives, then it is individualist. My main problem with this definition is that it is unnecessarily deontological. A literal interpretation of this definition would tell you that consequentialist theories are neither individualist nor collectivist. Unfortunately, people who use this definition commonly attribute collectivism to all forms of consequentialism. It should be obvious that at least some forms of consequentialism are collectivist, so this definition is flawed. The satisfactory definition is that a theory is collectivist if it contends that there is importance of a group that is separate from the importance of the individuals within it, and individualist theories are the opposite. To make reference to the concept of micro-foundations in economics, essentially a theory can concern itself with the collectives and be individualist, as long as it has individual foundations. This definition is agnostic to the branch of normative ethics because importance can mean anything from rights, duties, or values, for example. While that is the definition of collectivist which I use, I would also like to point out that there is a form of collectivism which doesn't fit all of the criticisms, but does fit the definition. That would be the type of collectivism whose fundamental unit is every single individual. The specific criticism which isn't valid for this type of collectivism is the in-group out-group criticism. This is because there is no members of a potential out-group. And before you point out the severe challenge that it takes to define everyone, individualism faces the same difficulties. As always, if you disagree with me on anything, I encourage you to articulate it in the comments below. And have a nice day.